Gents, welcome back to Shenington for event 1 of the Veratal's British Kart Championships. First final has just come and gone for junior TKM. TKM Extreme is up next.
Yes.
And Henry, we've had a pretty good day in TKM Extreme, haven't we?
Yes, we have indeed. There's a Harvey Roth. That's a good fist pump sort of arrangement.
Yep.
There, that's obviously a superstition between Harvey and his mechanic or his dad there. There's one of the last Gillards to roll off the production line, as we found there. That was the last of Tim Gillard's karts with Ashton Cox. Moving down the orders, Michael Cornell in number 33 kart. There's number 40. Oh, is that the number 45? TKM Extreme there. There's number 42 of Tom Johnson, and there's the 44 of Kian Bennett, and at the back that's Fen Chapman.
Good luck, Ben. Good luck.
Now on the other side of the grid, from the back to the front, there's the 66 of Charlie Gromit, the 36 of Megan Lawson, the 27 of Sam Johns. Watch for Sam to be coming through. The 7 of Spencer Lane, the number 60 of Archie Strong, the 93, that's Aaron Lask. The number 19 of Adam Sparrow, the 16 of Charlie King, the 34 of Lee Whittingham, and the number 5 of Chris Whitton. Now, I said earlier on, it's great to have Lee Whittingham back in the paddock. He missed last year due to family circumstances. It's great to have Lee's family back in the paddock as well with him this year watching on. And Lee is really, really motivated this year for a strong finish for many, many reasons. And be wishing him good luck. But he's got, well, they've all got a lot of work to do to pass and catch and beat that man on your screen there, Chris Whitton, who won both heat races. And there's the number, class of motorsport number 58 of Ashton Cox. Again, he's got family members racing at the Formula Ford event at Silverstone this weekend, but watching the live stream. And that Gillard chassis is on. That's one of the last British-built Gillards, constructed by Tim Gillard himself. There's not many of them left racing. The new generation Gillards are an OTK product built out in Italy, but Ashton maybe one last hurrah on the podium for the old girl. We'll have to see. Anything can happen. Sam Johns, number 27. Watch for him. Contended for the win. He's got the white crash helmet on. He is on your screen there. The 2, 4, 6, 7th driver with the white crash helmet on the right-hand side there. Well, we weren't sure if it was a chain issue or an engine going ping. Something went ping.
Something went ping. So
we hoped for budget's sake it was a chain.
If it was a chain, very quick fix.
If it was an engine, I mean, obviously you've got a spare engine. That's more of an expensive fix.
Yes.
And you're never quite sure if your second engine is as good as your first engine.
No.
So we're just not quite sure. But Sam Johns has shown earlier today that the pace is strong. And Tim Wilson Motorsport, having taken the first 4 places in the last race, we're going to try and do it again here. Let's have a look at the starting lineup for TKM Extreme. It's Chris Whitton and Harvey Roth on row number 1, Lee Whittingham and Ashton Cox on row number 2.
Charlie King and Kai Springfield round out row 3. Adam Sparrow and Michael Cornell on row 4.
Row number 5, Aaron Lask and Jack Saunders, Archie Strong and Ben Watson go from row number 6.
Spencer Lane and Isaac Marsh on row 7. Sam Johns and Tom Johnson on row 8.
Row number 9, Megan Lawson and Kian Bennett. Row 10, Charlie Gromit and Fen Chapman.
Now, Fen Chapman earlier on, I think he had issues, didn't he?
Yeah. He was struggling a little bit earlier on, but hopefully,
he's got them sorted out.
Yep, we got a full compliment. All I'm saying that there's the number 88. I'm not sure if it shows he come out of the grid. Oh dear, now I can't see. Well, we'll have a little look on our screen to show that maybe those troubles were a little bit more terminal than we thought. But if they come to the line, lights are out, we're off and racing. 15 minutes in TKM Extreme. The pole sitter, Chris Whitton, gets away cleanly at the front. Around Cafe Corner we go. And all 19 runners do make it round. Although I'm just thinking at the back of the field, Fen Chapman does get going and chasing them down at the back. So that we have got a full complement of 20 drivers, and Fen Chapman trying to catch up, but it is Whitton leading from Whittingham.
That's not going to confuse us at all, is it?
That's not going to go horribly wrong, ladies and gentlemen. Whitton and Whittingham have the First 2 positions. And although they don't now, because Harvey Roth has taken care of that by passing Whittingham to move into second, and now he leads the charge behind Whitton.
Yes. And opening up quite a advantage already,
yes.
is Whitton. Yeah, like that gap, half a second already. Charlie King there in second place now. Yeah, but he's opened up. He's found some waft in that time.
Yes, yeah. Whitton is waving goodbye at the moment. Although, as you see, head down, Harvey Roth chasing hard. Whittingham in third. Then it's Sparrow. Is that Charlie King? Actually, no, it's Charlie King up into P2.
Yeah.
So I do apologise. It's the other one of the Tim Wilson Motorsport drivers. It's the junior graduate Charlie King up into P2. He has, and there is Whittingham passing Sparrow for third position. So Adam Sparrow briefly into the top 3. Then it's the number 58 kart of Ashton Cox. Aaron Lask is 6th. Harvey Roth down to 7th place. Then it's Springfield, Strong, Lane. The rest of the top 10. And wheel-to-wheel action there. And that's one of the Talco drivers getting forced very, very wide, coming out of Pitts Bend onto the Stratford Straight. I think that may have been Adam Sparrow, was it possibly? Or was it a little bit further back, Spencer Lane in 10th place? No, Sparrow is still there. I think Spencer Lane, the number 7 kart, getting forced very wide indeed. But this is where now Charlie King. He's the youngest driver in the field. He's got to use his smarts now as Lee Whittingham goes through into second place and signal to Charlie, okay, come on, let's go. And of course, Lee Whittingham and King, they wouldn't have raced together before, because Lee Whittingham took last year off and Charlie was a junior last year anyway. So this will be a new driver for Lee Whittingham to say, okay, now can I trust you? Let's use our intelligence and move forward out of Stratford. Still Whitton trying to run away with this one, and I have to say, this is what a couple of the drivers that I spoke to were afraid of. They said, Whitton can drive away from us, I'm like, oh dear. So they've got to get their heads down, because if Chris Whitton, he's into a rhythm now. Let's look at the gap. The gap is 3/4 of a second, and it's going to be imperative now, whether Charlie King wants to or not, he's got to work with Lee Whittingham. Has to. Behind them, Ashton Cox and Alan Sparrow battle for 4th position. Cox passing Sparrow for the place.
Seconds after Sparrow just said, come on, think, let's work together, and goes for the move anyway, thinking that, that's an indication that he's not going to go defensive, so, okay, I'll go down the inside then. It is one of those. It does it's a 50-50 with that one. It is an open invitation for someone to lunge down the inside, or it can work well and you can catch up. So, it is one of those. But 11.5 minutes to go. That gap now up to 0.7 of a second, so it's not gaining it's not opening up as much as you think. You remember, he is working on his own here. Charlie King and Lee Whittingham are working together still. He's not gone for a move yet, like you say.
Gap is down to 0.6 of a second.
There we go. So they know. They know what they need to do.
You've got 11 minutes to go. It's going to happen fraction by fraction by fraction. And the key is, you don't get frustrated. Even if it's 1/10 of a second every lap or two, it's the tactics are working. And here they come into the Bruno chicane, and there's the white of Sam Johns. So Sam Johns is up into 9th position, and so whatever, if he's Whitton's getting a mistake. Well, he got the back end out a little bit. Let's have a look at the lap times. That one little mistake there, getting crossed up with the braking for Wilkins. Whitton a 45.3, Whittingham a 45.19. Gap comes down by another 1/10 of a second, and you were right, Anthony, well spotted. A slight, just a metre later on his brake than he needed to be, and again, the back end of Whitton's car looked a little bit lively going into Stratford corner as well. I'm not going to say he's overdriving it, but, the pressure is on. Now, Kai Springfield, the number 97 kart, you look for the blue and white liveried machine of Springfield. He is now, I think he is 7th, chasing Aaron Lask, or is he ahead of Lask? Yep, he's up in the 6th place now, ahead of Lask. Spencer Lane in the number 7 kart is next. They're the next 3 karts. There's a gap back to Archie Strong in 9th, and he's got Sam Johns pushing him along in 10th position. 9.5 minutes to go. There goes Johns, and a gap behind them to the next to the class of motorsport karts. That's the number 95 of Ben Watson. Oh, here goes Charlie King. Now, is that a bit too early because they were catching him, and now Charlie King's, okay, my turn to lead. Now, okay, will Lee Whittingham sort of understand this? And, okay, Charlie, let's have a look. The gap has gone out by a tenth. It was half a second. It's now 0.6 of a second. And the problem that Lee Whittingham has got now, Lee Whittingham's gone, no, I'm not confident letting you push it. Now he's just saying a little bit of a fist. They say, no, come on, no, you need to follow me, because they've lost 0.2. So it's so frustrating. The gap that they got, they took them 3 laps to gain 0.2 of a second on Chris Whitton,
they've lost,
and it took 4 corners for that 0.2 to disappear again.
Yeah.
And here comes Charlie King again, and this, oh, and now he opened the door. Lee Whittingham wasn't defending, and then he come back, and now that could be the critical move of the race. Charlie King moving back into second position, and that's going to give Chris Whitton over 1 second of an advantage. There's gesticulating and waving going on. Adam Sparrow is now into 4th place. There's Ashton Cox in 5th, Spencer Lane, Kai Springfield, and the red and white car of number 93, Aaron Lask altogether. The gap to Chris Whitton is 1.3 seconds, just like that. Lee Whittingham says, I'm not having it, I'm going for it. I think that could be game over for the race lead, but it's game on for 2nd place, because it's not just King, Whittingham, Sparrow and Cox battling for it now. Lane, Springfield, Lask, Strong and Johns have all joined the party. There's the number 60 car of Archie Strong in 10th place, the back of that group. 7 3/4 minutes to go. Chris Whitton leads by 1.4 seconds, and I've got to say that the rest of the field have sort of handed him this one on a silver platter.
Yes, they really have, haven't they? Like, they looked like they were working together at the early stages of that one.
Well, they were
working together.
But what Charlie, I'm trying to say, so Charlie King's mentality as a junior driver was that when we work together, the gap closes really quickly.
Yes.
They're in a situation now as a senior entry with one car that's got a little bit of an advantage on everybody else, it seems, that working together for a couple of laps, yes, you only gained 0.2 of a second. But the key is you gained it and you still had 8.5 minutes to go. This is just, it's not a criticism, it's just to say that the mentality needs to shift a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm sure Lee Whittingham will, post-race, explain the situation that, no, if we would have caught them, it might have taken another 5 or 6 laps, which again, for a driver pushing, you know, you get frustrated. You get impatient. But you think, well, hang on a second, I'm pushing, we're still not catching him. Well, you are, but only by minuscule amounts. But minuscule amounts add up into larger amounts, which add up into actually getting what you wanted to achieve, getting it done. Now, 6 minutes and 17 seconds to go. There's a look at the field going through the Bruno chicane. Still, Whitton, the gap 1.6 seconds. Whittingham in 2nd place. King 3rd. There's the number 27 of Sam Johns, passing Ashton Cox for 8th position, 7th position rather. Archie Strong sits back to 9th. Aaron Lask drops to 10th. Out of Cafe Corner we go. Chris Whitton on lap number 13, comfortably in front. There's the number 34 kart of Lee Whittingham, followed by Charlie King, Adam Sparrow, Kai Springfield, Spencer Lane, Sam Johns, Ashton Cox, Archie Strong, Aaron Lasker, top 10. There's a move there from Kai Springfield. He elbows Adam Sparrow out of the way. Concern for Chris Whitton. Now Chris Whitton he's not pulling away, he's maintaining that gap. That's going to be even more frustrating for Lee Whittingham, because, you know, even though he had that little bit of a gap, and I think there's been a change for 2nd, yet Charlie King back up into P2, Whittingham back to 3rd, Springfield's now up to 4th, Sparrow back to 5th, then it's Lane in 6th, Sam John 7th, Ashton Cox 8th, and Archie Strong 9th. So Kai Springfield in the number 97, that white and sort of blue coloured kart, he has got to now work forward and push up. You work with Lee Whittingham to push up to Charlie King. And Charlie King was very impressive in his graduation to TKM Extreme. On this occasion, that eagerness to get to the front may have just cost himself not a chance at, not a victory obviously, but a shot at victory, because Chris Whitton, well, his destiny is in his own hands. Into the Bruno chicane come the lead runner, the chasing group. Number 19 of Sparrow has got the number 27 of Johns right on his rear bumper. Then it's the red Class of Motorsport livery car, and there goes Whittingham back past Charlie King. 3 3/4 minutes to go. And Springfield dives at the inside of Charlie King for 3rd place. And that was a decisive move, to say the least. Now Whitton's lead is 2 seconds with 3 minutes to go. And Lee Whittingham has got Kai Springfield and another experienced driver behind him. Then it's King, then it's the 7 of Lane, then it's the 27 of Sam Johns. Adam Sparrow fading a little bit as well now. And you can see Charlie King signaling to Spencer Lane, say, okay, come on, let's work together and push me. And there's Springfield now at the inside of Lee Whittingham, and Charlie King tries to go through as well. It's almost too wide, but King doesn't make the move and then gets hung out to dry a little bit on the exit of Wilkins. And Spencer Lane briefly takes over that position, but King dives straight back up the inside, going into corner. The leaders have once again through Stratford, now around the Bruno chicane. It's the battle for 2nd place. The 97 of Springfield, the 34 of Whittingham. Then it is the number 7 of Lane. And there's the 27 of Sam Johns making his move on Lane for what is now 4th position. So Whitton, Springfield, Whittingham, the top 3. 2 minutes to go. Sam Johns now into P4. Lane is 5th. King down to 6th. And under pressure from Sparrow and Cox. There comes Cox at the inside of Sparrow as Springfield runs wide at Stratford. Whittingham gets up the inside but has to back out of it before they get to Bruno's. So, Chris Whitton's already gone through. There we are, Hanger Corner. New curbs inside of Hanger Corner, and there is a move from Lee Whittingham and Sam Johns. Well, Whittingham did the hard work, opened the door, and Sam Johns took the invitation with both hands to take over 3rd position. Now, it's hard to believe neither of the drivers running 2nd and 3rd were even racing last year. And here they are, battling for a place in the podium, and Springfield fights back. It's now Whittingham has been shuffled back to 4th place. Spencer Lane trying to push it back to 5th. So Springfield back into P3. This is great stuff. Johns now runs 2nd. There is the number 5 kart of Chris Whitton on his way to another British Championship victory. Johns 2nd, Springfield 3rd, Whittingham is 4th, Lane is 5th, 6th is King. 7th is Sparrow, 8th is Cox. Strong runs in 9th, last 10th. Then it's Watson, Saunders, Marsh, Bennett, Cornell, Lawson, Gromit, Johnson. Harvey Roth has disappeared completely off us. He's actually still running down in 19th place. He's obviously had several incidents and is running around 3 seconds a lap slower than everybody else. So just trying to cruise around, get to the finish, and maybe pick up a position or two if other drivers drop out, because points mean championship, places mean championship points, but the clock strikes 0. Next time around, Chris Whitton will see the last lap board. Who is going to be 2nd? It's a train of 2, 4. Oh, and there's a spinner there. That's Charlie King has gone off, and he's Adam Sparrow behind him has gone with him as well. And that was Sparrow saying, oh, sorry. But certainly King getting spun around there, and Sparrow was on the outside of him, had nowhere to go. Now that's thinned the group. We're down to 4 karts battling. The second, maybe make that 5 with Ashton Cox still sort of in touch. But this is the final lap. Whitton's going to take the victory. Johns holds on to second, Springfield third, Whittingham in fourth. Then it's Lane, and they're 3 wide for third place. It's still Kai Springfield, the number 97, that hangs on to third place. Sam Johns into P2. Oh, that's going to be a happy boy if he hangs on to a podium place. Lee Whittingham, though, fighting and scratching and clawing for a place on the podium. Into Hanger Corner. Whitton is already through. Sam Johns in second. Kai Springfield third. And Chris Whitton is victorious. John second. Springfield finishes third. Lee Whittingham just misses out on his return in fourth place. Spencer Lane comes home in fifth. Sixth for Ashton Cox. Seventh for Aaron Lask, Archie Strong 8th, then Jack Saunders, Ben Watson, the top 10, Isaac Marsh 11th, Cian Bennett 12th, Michael Cornell, Megan Lawson, Charlie King and Charlie Gromit, Adam Sparrow 17th, Harvey Roth 18th and Fen Chapman 19th. Sadly, Tom Johnson retired towards the end of that race, very sadly. So a win, another win for Chris Whitton. Sam Johns for Tim Wilson. What a day for Tim Wilson Motorsport. A top 4 clean sweep in juniors, another podium in seniors, and privateer drivers taking 4 of the top 5 places. They're led by, he's a talented supported driver. Entering the privateer is Chris Whitton. There is Sam Johns. Well, he said it's the first time he came to the British Championship. On the first round, he wrote the kart off. He spent 1,500 quid and didn't have a spare car, had to go home. And he's come back, and the second time he's tried the British Championships, he's on the podium and in championship contention at the start of the year. There's Kai Springfield, 10th in the championship last year, and there's Lee Whittingham. Well, a great, it's going to be an emotional year for Lee in the championship, and yeah, he starts off with 4th podium pace, though. That's the key part of it, and he'll be a little bit miffed, but again, experience pays off in the end, and hopefully Anthony Jordan will be down speaking to the contenders at the end of this one. We had a few little audio issues at the end of the previous final, but hopefully now that'll be resolved. But yes, so Chris Whitton, a dominant start to the season for the number 5 seed, and Sam Johns a triumphant return, and Kai Springfield showing that, the crafty veteran, Kai Springfield, outlasting some of the younger guns there. And, there's some people showing their thumbs up. Yeah, look, we're on the stream. We're on the live stream. Hey, look at that. We're on the live stream. That's right. Yes, you are. No, they found the camera. Oh, yeah, the camera's behind us. We'll have a look at that. There we go. Wave, smile and wave. You're on telly. There we go. There we are. Now, yeah, there's a slight now they realise, no, there's a slight time delay between there, but they've well, again, and that's one of the joys that, because you've got spectators back, the commentator can make for them. So another big wave. I don't know who you're supporting. You're supporting a sunglasses manufacturer by the looks of it. Sunglasses and baseball caps all round. There we go. Pity that most of them got their baseball caps on back to front. But the next race, well, I can see why they're excited, because the next race is KZ2. The KZ2 final is coming up next. It's going to be at it's not approximately, because the timetable is stuck to rigidly here. It's going to be at 3:15 local time. So we've got 10 minutes to go through. There are a few issues, technical issues. Hopefully we'll be able to speak to Anthony and the winners down at the paddock, and just by magic, Anthony Jordan appears now.
Thank you very much, Henry. Yes, down in winner's circle, and our race winner from that one, Chris Whitton. What a feeling that is. Your big smile on your face as well. Great way to start the season. Yeah, it's a brilliant way to start the season, really, especially at a track that we don't sort of usually come to and doesn't really favour the Tauco kart previously in previous years. So it's really good to start off at one of our possibly weaker circuits. A really good result for the later in the year when we go to PF. Now, it must be a good feeling. Of course, you've had some really bad news with the family, which obviously we all really support you with and in dealing with. But, you know, to come forward with this one, it must just help with finalise that one and put a big smile on your face still.
Yes, definitely. It's brilliant, yeah.
I mean, talk us through that race. I mean, you kind of went away with it, really. You had full control from the word go.
Yeah, luckily we got a bit of a break from the pack, so once you lose that toe, everyone sort of does the same times, and then a bit of battling at the end from them. It just allowed me to pull away a bit more and sort of control the tyres and the engine and bring it home, really.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you look cool, calm, collected. You say it's not a favourite circuit, but yeah, you just chucked it out there, just no dramas whatsoever. Yeah, who else was I racing with there? No dramas, but yeah, I'm guessing it's Dad who you got here?
This is Craig, my mechanic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
you're very pleased with Craig. He came over, gave you a nice big hug as well, so it must be good as well. Craig, good start to the season as well. You must be happy.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, maximum points in the first round. You couldn't ask for a better start, really.
No, definitely. So, sun shining as well. A great weekend, and you two look very, very happy. Well done, guys.
spot on, thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys. Excellent. Let's see if we can chat to our second place man, of course, Sam Johns. Sam, well, Sam, talk us through that race, because again, that was a bit up and down all the way through, wasn't it?
Oh, it was all up for me. It was brilliant. I'm lost for words at the minute. I'm, 13th to 15th to second, and basically my first British race is nice.
Mate, 13 positions in a final. That is good going, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's one of my best drives I've done to this date. Hopefully more better ones to come as the season goes on. But I just need to make sure I can catch this guy over here, Chris, to hopefully close the championship up.
Yeah, I say with everyone scrapping in front of you, yeah, you were able to claw your way through, but that gap, unfortunately, just ever growing. It just made it a little bit too hard to beat. Going into the next round, do we feel like we're confident with what we can deliver?
Warden Law, I haven't been there yet. There was a test day available for me, but unfortunately I had to do uni work, so I'm going into that a bit blinded. But we've got good pace, we've got a good team. I feel good, so there's no reason why we can't do badly.
No, excellent stuff. Well done on a second place. And enjoy the sunshine, enjoy the podiums later on today as well.
I will, thank you very much.
Excellent stuff there, our second place winner, Sam Johns. Let's talk to Mr. Springfield, Kai. Well, what a race that was. I mean, talk us through it from your point of view, because it was a bit hectic in that mid sort of section of the race, wasn't it?
Oh God, yeah. I mean, it always is at this track. Usually I come off worst off, so I'm quite surprised with myself, really. To be honest, I wasn't expecting to get where I'd got to, because this whole weekend's been pretty bad for me so far. But no, yeah, like I felt like I had a pace charging through the grid. Got into second. I was still contemplating whether I should make that move, because obviously then I've got the wind in front of me. And in the end, Sam Johns arrived just at the wrong moment for me, overtook me. Fair play to him, he came from far back. So after that, it was just like making sure I don't concede any more places and hopefully conceal the third, and I did. So yeah, it was quite a stressful race, to be honest. But yeah.
I suspect every race is pretty stressful, isn't it?
Yeah,
especially in TKM Extreme. But I mean, talking through Warden Law coming up next. A favourite track of yours?
Never been there.
Never been there?
Nope, just seen videos and just ride on a day and see what happens.
Going in with a fresh mind then and looking forward to it. Like you say usually it's yourself who gets into trouble, but this time around it shows that you're learning. It shows that you're learning, you're getting used to the class as well. But yeah, a fantastic result, P3. I'm sure you're happy with that one.
Yeah, very happy.
Excellent stuff. Well done, Kai Springfield there. Third place finish in the TKM Extreme final. More finals coming up. KZ2 is coming up next.
Okay, now we move on to the podium presentation for TKM Extreme here at the opening round of the 2022 British Karting Championship. Finishing in third place, second best privateer, but in third place, it's Kai Springfield. What's the wire? It's okay, so Kai, 10th last year, and starting the season off with a podium here in 2022. But now, second place driver. The first time this driver tried to come to the British Championships, it didn't last very long. It was a bit expensive, and it took him a couple of years to find the budget to come and compete again. But what a day he has had on his return. It's Wales' Sam Johns. Said it's not often a Welshman is lost for words, but when Anthony tried to interview him at the end of his final, he admitted that he was lost. Get your hat on, Sam. Oh, dear. That's tight, was it? Oh, okay. There we go. But you're just like his wallet. That's your dad saying that, Sam. He's done you there. But your winner today, a dominant performance in the end, although he didn't have it all his own way during the heats, along with his winning mechanic, Craig Luffman. It's Chris Whitton. Well, now we don't get to interview all the mechanics. It's only because the Tim Wilson lot was stitching him up. But yeah, hey, so, well, no, you can come back and say, you know, that's some waft your man's got there.
Yeah, a little bit. It's working well, isn't it?
It's working very well indeed. Now you've got to take your place and your medal on the plinth. So well done. There is your TKM Extreme podium. I think this is Chris's 6th win in the British Championship, 6th final win in the Motorsport UK British Championship. That is the most amongst all TKM Extreme drivers. I know, because I'm the stats man. Congratulations, your TKM Extreme podium, everybody.